Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Vilisink, and this is, you guessed it, Raid Shadow Legends. And tomorrow we have a 10x. I did think earlier when I gave you the promo code, it could have been Tomb Lord or Pixnail, King Garog, somebody from the patch, because you know that they're always trying to make the best of any situation. I did think it was that, but instead we have Block Revive 10x, which I have one, two, I believe three of the epics, and I have two Legos. So ultimately, this is one event I don't have to pull for. Also because I'm saving, but in general, there is one Lego absolutely worth pulling for. Epics are not that bad, so let's just jump right on in. We'll show you the epics real quick. I have a few. The epics are not built. When we get to the legendaries, I think the final one will show you just because I haven't built. But we need to jump into Demon Spawn real quick. And this champion is called like Faketraxxa. Although she can hit really well, to be fair, but she needs to be kept alive. I really don't have one built. She does have the veil, increases damage while attacking under a veil, and so forth. I mean, she hits okay, but she isn't somebody that you're going to pull for. If you get her, you can definitely take her into faction wars, like early on. She will give you some progress. But she's all about the veil, extra damage. If you've heard of Fenax and you know what she's about, well, Excruciator is the littler sister. She can hit okay, but that's the first epic that we are going for. Now, let me just check something real quick. We're saying she's all about the veil, about that veil. So, if she's all about the veil, attacking under a veil, enemies killed. Okay, so that's where the block revive comes in. So, yeah, if you happen to get her and you're struggling in Demon Spawn, she may be able to do something for you. Not fantastic, just kind of run of the mill. The next champion is, we're going to Ogren Tribes, because this champion is an OG champion. Somebody, when I pulled, I automatically worked on 6-starring, and I worked on 6-starring alongside Miscreated Monster. This champion is Occult Brawler, a badass poisoner, badass nuker. You can take him into Ice Golem, the block revive. It's a little bit situational though. First of all, he just put a poison in his passive. Start of a turn, places a poison on himself and the enemy. He can cleanse, so he'll ignore defense if he is under 1 debuff. If he's under 2, enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived, and that's the part of this 10x. We could go through the rest of that, but there's really no point. I have put this into work before with Ice Golem, and obviously it's situational. He has to only have 2 debuffs. You have to have the HP of the ad low enough to get that attack, but he will block the revive. But ultimately, he should be built as a poisoner. I have seen him built with 300 crit damage, and he can do like 250k damage. So if you really want to have fun, you know, he's worth pulling for if you really need a clan boss poisoner. I'll give him that much. As far as a damage dealer goes, I really see his value in poisons. So Occult Brawler, everybody knows about Occult Brawler. I love the dude to death. He's fantastic. Everybody else should love this dude as well. Fenax. Okay, Fenax is there. So did I feed Fenax? What the hell is going on? Because is he in the vault? I'll have to check, because his A1, if you build in pure damage, places an extra hit if the target has any debuffs. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. It can hit okay, some pretty okay damage, building for full damage. Has an AoE block buffs. Works really well with Talia on the same team. So feebleness, decreased defense, decreased speed. Ultimately, it's his A1. With the AI control now, if you just go A1, and you give him the crit rates and crit damage, etc., essentially he can keep people down. He's very good in Ice Golem, and he's absolutely worth trying to pull. He's one of the better of the epics that we have here. So, not much more we can really say about Fenax. You've obviously seen him before. If you haven't, there is videos. He is pretty decent in Golem dungeons. Now we need to jump in to see a quick look at Dark Elves. Luria, she must be in the vault, and I must have been dumb enough to feed her. The heal reduction, decreased speed, decreased defense, like, yeah, whatever. AoE, chance to freeze, enemies killed by the skill cannot be revived. Luria, early game, like before mid game. Yeah, she's pretty good. Hits okay. This skill, if you can get the block revive, it's going to help you tremendously. She isn't really worth pulling though, so for the epics, out of Excruciator, Occult Brawler, Fenax, Luria, I mean, the rates are the same for a 10x, they always will be. It's just a 10% chance if you pull an epic that you'll get one of these selected ones. It have to be OB, because as a clan boss poisoner, he's probably one of the best in the game. So we need to look at now. I don't have this champion. Other people seem to like this champion, but he falls over too easy. If you build him for full damage, a lot of people have an issue with him. He looks nothing like Drexstar. Decreases the target's max HP by 30% of the damage inflicted. Fair enough. Damage increases equal to the percentage of HP the target has lost. Okay. You can place a leech. The passive is effectively on any one of his attacks. If you kill someone, they ain't coming back. If you want to see this in action, go to 12.7. You can see it. He is the dude next to Kebab, Mortu Kebab, Mortu, whatever his name is, the Kebabman, yeah, him. But yeah, because you're building him for full damage, he's really just difficult to keep alive. Your leech doesn't do enough. So, as far as voids go, I mean, I have a few voids. I still would not pull them for Inithwe Blood Twin. Dark Elves, I believe again. Pardon me. Zavia. So Zavia with gear or without gear is still badass. She has a poison on the A1. Chance of placing a poison. 3 hitters, so 3 poisons. AoB 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a poison. So 2 poisons on everybody. AoE, enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. Deals damage from all poison debuffs instantaneously. But if it's against bosses, it's half damage, but still, as you probably know, in dungeons, in waves, per her. It used to be Taurus, I think, back in the day. Taurus, Flesh Tearer, to extend the buffs. Somebody else, probably Urigrim now. And yeah, she will still kill a wave easy. Stu Gaming is the master of Zavia. Check out his channel because he's got videos. If you're looking for Zavia, she potentially is one of the Legos worth pulling for. I wouldn't really say Inithwe is, but Zavia has a lot of potential. An attack aura, debuff spread if you get Belnor on the same team, poison explosion, and she hits damn hard. If you see her in arena, she hits incredibly hard. Now I feel like I've basically been in. Let me just check. It's Undead Hordes or it's Demon Spawn again. Here we go. Bloodgorged. So I have this champion. He's at 50. I just need the resources to make him better, and I need to kind of validate putting him in a team. But nonetheless, I like the aesthetic of him. He's cool. He's like Netheral's evil, messed up brother. There is one more. Looks slightly different though. Ghostborn. So A1, decrease defense. Puts one of each target's skills on cooldown. Give him some accuracy. He ignores defense and he can block revive. Decapitate can hit really hard. That's really all you can say about it. He's just like a single target nuker that will absolutely smash people's asses open. Is he worth pulling for? I mean, yeah, he does hit respectable damage, so depending on your account, you'll be able to make that choice on yourself. So, we've covered Excruciator. If I look at her, we've looked at Occult Brawler, Fenax, Luria. That's your epics. We've looked at Zavia, Inithwe, and Bloodgorged. Next up is the King of Block Revive. Now, I got this champion way before the nerf. It's not really a nerf, it's a nerf for Arena. But it kind of doesn't affect him anywhere else. And I got this champion long before it happened, so decreased defense on the A1. Also a chance of granting an extra turn, which is nice. Got A3, A1, if you get an extra turn, A1. If he's wearing reflex or if he gets that cooldown proc, he can effectively extra turn himself back to his A3. Deals a stupid amount of damage. Vitality Plunder. This is A2. Decreases target's max HP by 20%. And adds that to his own HP. So it's a really good way of him keeping himself alive. He cannot decrease a single champion's max HP by more than 60%. Cannot increase his own max HP by 60,000. I mean, it's questionable. I've seen his HP get really full. So this champion's max HP will be increased by 15,000 when the skill is used against bosses. Essentially, you can take him in the clan boss, Doom Tower. He's going to hit hard no matter where he is. So, Fated Destruction. When I first got this dude, I used to go into Arena, I still slap Arbiters, Duchess, and it was block revive straight away. That's it. He was so good at it, but now they've put a condition on the block revive. So he still ignores 60% of your defense. He also ignores unkillable, block damage. But its enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived if the champion has gained maximum amount of HP from Vitality Plunder. He's got to gain 60k HP. That's the condition to unlock the block revive. Also grabs an extra turn if he kills an enemy. So bottom line is, he never really got nerfed. They just put a condition on it, but in Arena, you will still A3. Or if you want a proc on the A1, etc., you might just try the A1 instead, but he still deals a ridiculous amount of damage. One of my favourite champions, always will be. Has great synergy with Sifi. And basically this here just means he cannot be one-shot. So I'll show you my Rotos, just because I have Rotos, and my clan leader, Mighty, he does not have Rotos. So this is like the first time I've got a champion and he doesn't. He got Solus and I got Rotos. And basically how he's built is, he's able to do damage, low HP, 4.8k attack. I could take the speed boots off and get even more attack if I wanted to. But I don't want it to be too slow. He's got his crit rate, 287 crit damage. And that's it. The block revive, it used to be so fantastic. He's still a great champion, don't get me wrong. He's not a bad champion whatsoever. He still warrants being like Sifi 2 Rotos, somebody else, or a triple Rotos team. They didn't nerf him, but he's still used everywhere, so of this whole 10x, if I had to pick one epic, it'd be Occult Brawler for me. Luria, Fenax, Excruciator. No, Occult Brawler. If I had to choose one legendary, it's going to be Rotos now. Obviously, Zavia's still good. Inithwe's okay. If he's kept alive in Bloodgorged, he can do some damage. But the rates are the same should you pool in this event. Now, if you're pooling for an epic champion, probably not. It's not going to be worth wasting your shards for the chance to get an epic and it'll be one of these. Yes, there's like a 10% chance because it's a 10x. Or there's 10 more of these champions in the pool, so to speak. But it's not worth it for an epic at all. But when it comes to the Legos, is it worth going for Rotos? Yes. This is one of the very few 10x's. One of the very few 10x's that I would say you should pool. Because if you get Rotos, doesn't matter where you are, your account will change. Now, I'm currently saving my shards. And I'm actually really pissed off now because I would love a second Rotos. You have no idea what a second Rotos would do. Second Rotos would be absolutely incredible. I don't have to pool because I have one. But of this whole event, if you're going for one champion, it would have to be Rotos. It's probably the only 10x. Obviously, because the rates are still the same, I'm not going to tell you to pool in every single one of them because effectively a 10x is just for pockets. It's not for brains, it's for pockets. That's it, it's to make money. But where else are you going to see Rotos in a 10x? A champion that can make an account, break an account. You know, can propel you into Gold 4, propel you into Platinum even. Can help you progress in dungeons, can help you get further in Doom Tower. He can help you in faction wars 1000%. So, I mean, it's really up to yourself. This 10x is really tricky. You have a Lego worth pooling for, but should you pool? So, guys, it's up to you. I'll leave that on your conscience whether you want to pool or not. But remember, the rates are still the same. It's only if you pool a Lego, there's an extra little added chance it might be Rotos. You might get Crypt King Rahl, you might get Based Office, you might get Pixneal. Hell, you might get Tila Gormain. So just be very wary if you are pooling, but you know, this is probably the only one that would tell you to pool. Hell, just do a 10 pop. Get or 10 or 20 shards. If it doesn't work out, forget about it, but Rotos is definitely swaying for this one, so guys, that's what we have going on tomorrow. Excruciator, Occult Brawler, Fenax and Luria as the epics, Bloodgorged, Inithwe, Zavia, my boy Rotos as the Legos. Thank you all for watching, hope you're enjoying the content, and if you are, please consider subscribing. Stay safe, keep on raiding, and I'll see you in the next video.